I'm Donna and this is Marcus Samuelsson, and we're going to talk today about Marcus's new book and the journey of the book and the dream of the book. And I wanted to start today, Marcus, with actually a great quote that's from your book, from the introduction by the legendary Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and I just want to read it. It blew me away. He said, "We say in Africa that a person is a person through other persons. We are made for togetherness, for friendship, for fellowship. We are the rainbow people of God. Food is part of that fellowship." And I would love to talk about that because I think that's a great point of departure for your book.
Absolutely. Well, I think Africa is, such a big continent, loved by many, misunderstood by even more people. And for me, there's just so much there. And since my medium is food, or I use very often food as an introduction to get to know people or cook for them, I always want to show that Africa has food. So yes, we eat, yes, we cook, yes, we have traditions, and then explain for people where did they come from, where did these traditions come from, how do we preserve them, where do they go, and how to take care of them today in present. So that's really the whole idea. And when I started the project, Ethiopia was obviously the focus. But then I realized, hey, it's just not Ethiopia's food that is unknown to other people.
Right.
It's the whole continent.
One of the things actually that I found very inspiring when we first met and had tea is, I said, why this book? Why this journey? And the thing that really struck a chord with me and stayed with me in my heart was the idea that you said, I want people to have Africa on their minds and in their hearts.
Africa on the mind is a mindset that I feel is important. We always have America on our mind. Wherever you live in the world, you can't tune America on and off. We always seem to have Europe somewhere. So
right, and like Italian food is classic food.
And it goes beyond food, just as culture. South America is there now, very strong. Asian culture is strong. But we can't forget about Africa. And I want to inspire people to have positive conversations about Africa around the tables, around dinner parties, around friends, around children. Because yes, it's war, famine, and AIDS, and poverty, and so on. But that's all over the world. Mm-hmm. We have to be very clear that we have similar issues all over the world. But yet, it doesn't stop us from going to these places. In Africa, we have to go to Africa. And if this is one way to go there, without even leaving New York, or you have comfortable chairs. And food is one of the easiest ways. You're gonna have dinner anyway that day. Why not try something different? But the book, The Soul of a New Cuisine, is so important to me on many levels. It's me communicating my passion about a continent that I love and where I come from. And I want to show people that African food is possible to make, it's delicious, it's accessible, and you can make it too. And it's also about preserving and putting Africa back on the minds of people the way it was once before. So that's really the reason why we did this over New Cuisine.
It's powerful. There is a transcendental quality, I think, to food, to music. I mean, here we are talking about an African music project, Afrikya, our musical journey through Africa. And in fact, Africa has given us jazz, blues, hip-hop, reggae, ska, so many amazing, essentially hybrids of African music have been given birth. And so what we've done on our journeys, we've got artists from Cape Verde, Fancha, who's from Cape Verde. We've got artists from Sweden who are making the most incredible mixture of hip-hop and dance music that is just full of celebration. We've got artists who are from Tunisia, an artist, Afrikya, who is from Mali, who's just divine with the most beautiful voice. And so we've really tried to create Ethiopia, of course, with, Gigi, who's just the most beautiful girl and with the most beautiful voice and message as well, which I think is really powerful. Bole to Harlem, who have come from every way around the sun and ended up in Harlem. So you know, it's the most powerful project, and we want to give it to people very freely, and in a way that just says, in the same way that you've done with the book, check it out. We just want to make it available, but we want it to be accessible, and we want it to be contemporary, and we want it to be artful, so that no matter where you are, you can pop it on. It doesn't matter if you're having friends over and you're cooking Indian food. It doesn't matter if you're having friends over and you're cooking Italian food. The music is cool, and it's funky, but it's here, and it has its own message. It's just going to come in a way that's very, I think, sensual in its own way, and essential. You know, essential because it's timely, and it's our time, you know, to give that message. I think it's a message of hope, and it's a message of celebration, which is, you know, over time, you know, in our time. And our CD, Afrikya, A Musical Journey Through Africa, was really an extension and a collaboration of that vision, and as you so beautifully said, a completion of that journey.
I feel like without the CD, the book is not completed. And we need the CD because the book people can eat from. They can look at the pictures. But to make a complete journey, music and Africa goes hand in hand.
Yes. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.
This looks delicious, Marcus.
Yes.
I cannot wait to hear about it, and more so I want to eat it.
So here we have a typical African table. Actually, it's more specifically from Senegal. I was in Dakar and completely fell in love with the food from Dakar. And funny is that this community here in Harlem is very Senegalese and West African. So I can find this food right down outside my doorstep. So in front of us we really have lamb shank with a nice yassa sauce, and yassa is a really onion and lemony based sauce, and with that a small little bit condiments like mayo, like a nice little hot, almost like a chili piri sauce, and it's very spicy. It's made with Scotch bonnet, which is the very spicy chili, and you can make it with jalapeno, and again you can make it with whatever chili heat you like. Plantains, of course, used all over the world, and couscous. And this is funny, in this part of Senegal, couscous is just as often used as rice.
That's interesting.
And the couscous here is nice, little semolina, and we have a little bit of vegetables in it. Regular French baguette, which might be surprising. A great regular breakfast in Dakar is egg sandwich with some spicy hot mustard and on a baguette. Brilliant. And they eat a whole, big, tall, beautiful people, so they eat the whole baguette by themselves. Wow. Over here, it's sort of one of the national dishes. Starts as it's called chepujen, or really it's fish and rice. That's as simple as you can call it. Really grilled, beautiful piece of fish, the whole fish, and you get everything. You got to pick the bones, and you got it's sort of rustical to eat. Serving it again with just simple little couscous, and you know. Enough talking about the food.
Yeah,
now I'm gonna serve you the food. So you have to have
a high protein diet.
It is, right? So you have to have a little bit of everything, I feel, right? So,
these plates are beautiful.
they're neat, right? It's a little project I'm working on in Sweden, and starting deciding.
I love the angle of them. They're sort of low on one side.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What we did with the plate, we really started with what is the chef? What do you need a plate to be? And you can't sort of put beautiful sauces and stuff like that at home, but if you just have a cool angle on them, you know, the food will look really beautiful by itself. So that was sort of the idea behind that. You have to have an egg. You have to have a little bit of the egg.
Love that.
See?
This is my African zone diet.
There you go. You're gonna have both lamb, beautiful shank of lamb. You have to have some of the yassa sauce. We get in there with fingers and everything.
It tastes better with fingers.
It tastes much better.
In India we say the same thing. The rasa is higher. The taste is higher.
The rasa is higher. I didn't know that. So we're going to start with this and then come back. And you know, it's rustical. It's just rustical food. It's meant to be enjoyed.
Brilliant.
And
my mouth is watering.
We're going to have a little bit
Oh,
of
I know about these Scotch bonnets.
Yeah, because you're Indian, so you can take a little bit of heat. It's a little bit of heat. I can serve you a little baguette.
Thank you.
And, you know, welcome to the African table.
Thank you, Marcus.
Looks nice, right? Your fork.
Thank you.
And
how do you say thank you in India?
I'm gonna say ganal. No, I don't want to say that. Amazighanalo.
Amazighanalo.
Amazighanalo, yes.
Amazighanalo. Thank you,
Amazighanalo.
Marcus. Yum.
Mm.